What's up, kids? It is 7:33 in the morning. I literally just rolled out of bed. Today is travel day. I'm going to Japan. Headed to SFO in a little bit, then on a 11-hour flight from SFO to Haneda Airport. I got my book ready. Got a couple books. I got my Asus ROG Ally. I've got a few episodes of anime to watch. I'm probably going to do none of that because that's always what happens. And I touch down in Japan at about 5:30 p.m. tomorrow, which will be today in this country, but tomorrow in Japan. Anyways, I believe Lucy has already landed, so she's either asleep by this point or living it up in Japan. Probably asleep if I know her. But anyway, let's get going. Okay, so I've made it to SFO. I am now quite early. I usually have to leave for the airport early because random selections happen sometimes, but now I have TSA pre, so I should be okay. I got like 2.5 hours, 3 hours to kill in the airport. So I'm probably gonna just kind of find somewhere to sit down and maybe grab some food, hang out. See you in a bit.
You recording?
Yeah.
Hi everyone. We're in Tokyo. Here's where you come when you want to speak to the politician to start that social link in Persona 5.
Yep.
For more hot tips, visit giantbomb.com.
/persona tips. IRL persona tips.
Oh yeah, look. So we are at the Shibuya Scramble, and it's rush hour, so it is we who will be scrambled.
Yeah, should we do a first-person scramble?
Go on then.
Yeah.
We just missed.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we just missed.
Oh.
It is so wild how there are so many people, and yet it is so orderly.
Orderly and not like it's quiet.
It's alarmingly quiet.
Yeah. It's like no screaming, no nothing.
Yeah.
Should we go line up?
Yeah, we could go line up. If we get lost, meet at the giant Yakult sign.
It's not the IKEA.
Actually, no, you'd find me at the IKEA. But also, we should go to Tower Records.
Yeah, let's go Tower Records. We went to Tower Records last time we were here as well. It's a tradition.
And I think I might have bought a Persona 5 soundtrack there.
Classic.
Oh, you see, hang on. So Starbucks, this one over here, is the one where everyone goes to get the shot. Apparently now there's a Marvel pop-up store. But also, it seems like a competitor has sprung up.
Cafe
L'Occitane, the skincare people. Which is pretty good. Sponsor me. No, I'm kidding. But so yeah, we're gonna line up, and then we're going towards the Starbucks. We should be.
Okay, we're going triangle, or we're going a diagonal.
Oh, we might as well.
Yeah, they introduced one of these diagonal crossings in Oxford Circus, and I was so shocked because I walked across that road multiple times when I was studying there. Right, here we go. Look at all these people. My man is going in.
Don't judge me for also filming.
I'm gonna get my phone out and film it in first person as well.
Okay, go. I do feel like such a tourist.
Check this out.
Oh no! Someone just walked past him and gaijin.
We've been gaijin.
We've been gaijin.
There we go. That's the Shibuya Scramble.
First person view.
First person. It's a lot calmer than the last time we were here. Last time we were here in Sorry, it was raining, so it was like chaotic.
We came in November and the weather was truly miserable.
It was horrible.
Should we go? What?
Yeah. We're in Starbucks. You can get a good view of the Shibuya Scramble from here. So we're going to show you that.
Hi.
We made it.
Welcome to the Jordan Middler sponsored segment of our travel log. I think this area is free. We have to pay to go into that part. And Jordan, I love you, but I shan't be doing that.
No, we're not doing that shit. Look at the size of this fucking Pokemon card, though. It's huge. I'm just gonna hot take it. I think Pokemon cards are too busy these days. Look at this. There's way too much. What? Which Pokemon is it for? Is it for the jungle? Who's this fucking dude?
You know, I wish.
That's not a Pokemon. You know why? How I know a Pokemon is no longer for me? This Pokemon look like Digimon.
That's yeah.
Yep.
The thing is that I never really kept up with them beyond the first 151.
Yep. Those are the goated ones. Mewtwo's fine. Like, what's Mewtwo doing? Why is he flying around New York City?
I actually didn't take that.
That's pretty sick, but you know. Here we go. Charizard.
And who's he with?
I fuck knows. But
Tag teaming?
oh man. I know the original 151. Some of the others after it, and then I'm cooked. I'm done. Oh, look at this Pikachu. What kind of Pikachu? Jelly bean Pikachu.
Pikachu, you know, hot take Pikachu when he lost the weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was always.
It's like Adele. Actually, Adele's still pretty good, isn't she?
Adele's incredible. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
fair enough.
Wow. Okay.
Whoa. The homie. Rolk.
I have no intent to see this movie.
No. Not after the absolute pasting I got from Kojima.
Hideo Kojima.
Yeah. This is behind the scenes. This is how all the Instagrams.
This is how the selfies are made.
This is how those legendary selfies are made. Oh, you're gonna hold that. You're getting a Captain America shield.
Put on the shield and take photo.
All right, Lucy, it's time. Your true calling.
He's actually heavier than I thought it was.
Okay.
What was cat do?
That's pretty sick. Do that again. Just by this side. Oh my, oh wait, don't move one. Chin up. This is incredible. All right, nailed it.
Do you want to? Now you have a go, and you see how hard it is to hold this.
All right.
Easy.
Oh, okay. Wait, portrait mode. That's good. That's good.
I am the Captain America now.
Enjoy your gaming.
All right.
Hello,
The
everyone.
travelogue has reached an unexpected surprise appearance.
Yes.
We came to Japan not knowing we were going to do this interview.
And also, we came to Japan not realizing how difficult these microphones were
Microphones are.
to set up. So lesson
Yeah.
learned. We're joined by Shuhei Yoshida.
Hi! Yay! We got an email saying, "Oh, Shu's gonna be there. So do you want to chat to him?" I was like, "Yeah, haven't spoken to Shu in a long time, so yeah, for sure. It's good to see you. What are you doing here?"
Yeah, so I left PlayStation obviously in January, and I started to become an advisor for a few of indie publishers and indie developers that I've known for a long time and I've been very friendly with. And Kepler Interactive is one of them. You know, one of the most important clients of mine.
So the team here was saying that you played this game a really long time ago. Is that right?
Yeah, 3 years ago at GDC. So I got the random email from Sample team and met them in the hotel, like a lobby of hotel I was staying.
Wait, which one? Which one? Marriott Marquis?
No, the one Intercontinental, I think.
lovely.
Yeah. So I had no idea what to expect, but they showed me this beautiful game. So 3 years ago, they already had this playable of this what they named reactive time-based.
Yeah, reactive
Turn-based, battle combat, and they talked about their respect for JRPG, and the game looked beautiful, and so very impressed I was.
Yeah.
The look of the game was a bit more like modern, kind of generic, but now it looks so fantastic. But 3 years ago, they had a prototype working, and because the people, my understanding, people more, like action, right, elements in the RPGs, and they are actually doing the, this real time. Well, by the way, I have to, remind, if you didn't know, I was a producer of Legend of Dragoon. Yeah. So I'm a huge fan of this kind of, every battle, you have an input, and if you are successful, you take, get more damage or, avoid the attack. Yeah. So, so I suggested, they should come up with some name, for the system, because if you say, turn-based RPG, some people may not be interested, but they have really great idea about the battle system. And they came up with this reactive turn-based RPG. So that's one pillar of this game, and so I was so happy to see this game. And at the time, obviously, they are looking for a publisher to invest in them. And Kepler Interactive, I would say, is a fantastic partner for any indie dev, in the world. So they got really had a good start. And it's unbelievable how small the team is.
30 people?
30 people making this AAA look game. Unbelievably talented. So I'm so excited to see the games, come into fruition. And I got the call to play at home.
I was going to say, we pulled you away, that you just sat down and started playing it, and we pulled you away. Have you been keeping up with it? Have you played any other versions of the game since you played it that first time at GDC?
Well, every time, so when I worked for Sony, every time we went to game events like GDC or, Gamescom, we had a long meeting with Kepler Interactive, and they showed all the games, in their pipeline. So I didn't get to play it after the GDC meeting, but I was able to see the progress of evolution of the game for the last 3 years.
So you go, you're known for going around and checking out games, and you're basically like the Simon Cowell of games, where you appear and like, I'm into this or I'm not into this. What is it that you look for in a game, and what is it in this game that you were like looking at? So obviously there's that story that you've been very open about, the Demon Soul story, where it's like you played it and you're like, what the hell is this? But that turned out to be a big, but like obviously that's a moment where who knows what you were looking for, and anyone could have done the same, probably would have done the same thing. No one knew it was going to blow up in that way. So when you come to a game, what are you looking for? And now that you had that experience, are you like second guessing yourself of anything? Or?
Well, let me, it's great that I have a chance to explain the situation. So when I became the president of our studio, was May of 2008. And I was head of the US development for the first party. And after I became president, I became responsible for games being developed in Japan. And I moved back to Japan in August of that year. And so that was when, I got the, hand on Demon Souls. So right after I came back, we had TGC, we had a big booth of showing off the game, and the game was planning for the release in the Christmas, and the developer needed a bit more time, so we pushed it out to January. But what I didn't do right was I didn't really talk to producer or the developer, Miyazaki-san, to understand what is it that they are making. I thought it's a fantasy-based action RPG. So I got the code from the QA team and I started playing. And after 2 hours, I was still standing at the beginning of the game. 2 hours, and because I'm a huge fan of polishing game and game balance, and I'm huge action gamer. I produced Crash Bandicoot and worked with Mark Cerny, Naughty Dog, Insomniac. They are fantastically good at making games accessible and accommodate everyone to enjoy. So I was in that school, grew up. And without knowing the intent of a creator, I felt that, this game is so hard and the game balance is so broken. And so I remember I told the QA lead that, this game is too hard, it has to be, done something. But at that time, we were 3 different publishers inside the PlayStation Group, Japan and the US and Europe. Even though the development side was under Worldwide Studio, so we are managing the whole portfolio globally, but the publishing side was separate in 3 regions. So each region, publishing side decide which games to take from the other region. And that decision happens way before the launch because the marketing team need a long time. So when I got back to Japan, the game had already been passed on by the SCE America and SCE Europe. And so we had this game, coming out in Japan, and we had to sell to other publishers in the US and Europe. And luckily, Atlas and Namco agreed to publish after the game came out in Japan, and got the cult following. So that was the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long explanation of.
Yeah, I get it. How do you approach that kind of like? How did you approach from that point on, kind of assessing a game? Did it change at all? And what is the thing that you look at a game and say like, oh, this has something? What are you looking for in it?
Yeah. So what I usually do, and even by the time I was had a practice of doing, is to understand the intent of the developer and the state of the project, and what to look for, from the particular version of the game. If the developer is trying to prove the game system, I look at the game system, or if the developer was trying to get the art right, I look at the art. So what I didn't do, was to really talk to the producer or developer. So when I get the game, throughout the time, even after I moved on from first party to indie role. And actually, after I moved from first party to indie role, because there are so many games being made, from indie developers, and our indie team, third party relations group, received the games in development from indie publishers and developers throughout the year, so that they are able to find games to like partner with or invest and promote on our channel, or put them in the a state of play. So throughout the year, I was able to play these games in development, and occasionally I gave feedback to developers, because that's I've been doing for living for longest time. And usually I go really straight forward. I try to be polite, but I usually go direct. What works and what's not working, and actually developers appreciate in most cases. A couple of developers really got shocked, and they didn't talk to me for a few years.
Oh, really?
However, these developers after a few years, came back to me, showing, telling me how they made, improvement, and they are very happy that I pointed out some of the issues. So that's what I really enjoy doing it, and still, after I left PlayStation, from different perspective, I'm on the publisher side now to look at games in development or games that are being pitched. We'll be able to give some feedback.
So since you've left PlayStation, you have been doing a few interviews here and there. I've seen some things.
Yes, I'm enjoying. You can see, right?
I think one of the things that we were talking about is, have you not had a sternly worded email yet from anyone at PlayStation? Are they okay with you just chatting about your career and experiences and, kind of making the headlines a little bit?
Well, I left the company, right?
Yeah.
So when I was part of PlayStation, I was super careful.
Yeah.
And of course, the PR department had to pre-approve any interviews, and I was able to only talk about indie games for the last 5 years, because that was my role. So, if you ask me, what's my impression about Nintendo Switch 2, probably I would not probably, definitely I would not have been able to answer. But now I'm a person, right? Just a civilian. As a game fan, I can talk about Switch 2 or Game Pass or whatever things are going in the industry. So I'm super excited. Switch 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So the more the announcement, short announcement or preview from Nintendo was almost everything we knew before, right? Already. So the only surprise was like a mice thing. Yeah. So I was, disappointed in terms of the announcement. But in terms of the Switch 2, the premise is great, right? Most of the games we have already will be playable. It's a larger screen, more powerful system, and there's a whole generation of Gen 8, the PS4 generation of games, of third-party games that didn't come out on Nintendo Switch because of the performance, could come out, right? yeah, if the system is like as powerful as PS4, or people say, so that would be amazing.
Could that be amazing? Like, it's. I'm not being cynical, but like, I love Nintendo's games, but I also think about how their catalog is largely games from the previous generation, right? And then a handful of their own first party and some third party stuff. Like, is that viable? Can we keep going in that direction?
Yeah, I'm sure new games dedicated to the system being made by Nintendo, right? But in terms of the availability of games, well, it's true that the games recently, games only made for the Gen 9, like PS5, Xbox Series, and these games may not, come out on Switch 2. But compared to Switch 1 days, I think, well, the portable gaming PC is the most exciting gadget category for me personally. Yeah, every year I buy one or two of these. From GPD. My favorite is GPD Win Max 2, the clamshell. Yeah, paint. Screen. They make beautiful hardware. And another favorite is actually it's not PC, but the Iron Neo Pocket S is the mobile Android based. And some of the games, with a controller play really well. So to me, Nintendo Switch 2 it belongs to kind of similar area with more performance, with more heavier like 3D graphics games, playable from third party. And yeah, it's true. Like when you say. The question is, would I buy the game again on the system? But there are certain games that I didn't get to play, from the last generation. So that might be very interesting.
The thing that I find really I'm excited to see is a lot of the Switch got a lot of mileage out of games that didn't get a lot of attention because they were on the Wii U. So a lot of Nintendo's releases have been Wii U games re-released, and it was viable because not many people had a Wii U. So I'm interested to see what happens going forward. Now they have to make original games.
Yeah, Mario Kart 8 was the biggest Mario Kart ever, right? Came from Wii U.
The one thing I'm interested in is obviously for the longest time you were PlayStation, and over the time you've seen the industry evolve, and now we have games that the walls between platforms are slowly coming down. Expedition 33 is on everything. It's on Game Pass, and more recently there's been a lot of discussions around Microsoft putting their games on PlayStation and PlayStation putting their games on PC. What is your take on that? What do you think about that?
Microsoft is already the biggest third-party companies on PlayStation. Right? Think about that. So that's the trend that I don't think will go back. And Japanese publishers for a few years ago, some of them were still releasing some IP on Nintendo platform only and some IPs on PlayStation platform only. That didn't make sense. Now, everybody, release everything same time, multi-platform. And Microsoft is saying every hardware is Xbox somehow. And
this is an Xbox.
Oh, yeah. This is Xbox. And PlayStation, of course, in my days, we are not allowed to release AAA games on PC. But now, in Herman's days, they have changed their thinking, and after a few years releasing games on PC, and I understand they are working on some mobile project with some partners, so expanding, and some games from PlayStation Studios came out on Nintendo Switch as well. So it's the trend.
Okay, we got one more.
Last one. Similar.
Don't go on.
I'm
sorry.
Go.
No.
My other interviews were 2 hours.
Really? Yeah, we got. I know, and then our bloody microphone didn't work. My final question is: we're in 2024, hell of a year for game developers, for losing publishers, layoffs. there is talk of 2025 being this kind of slight more of a rebound year. But it seems like, while first party is kind of collapsing in on itself, big budgets are too big, games take too long to make. We are seeing this kind of, and we're here playing Expedition 33, we're seeing these AA games with kind of AAA production values rise up. Is that a trend you can see continuing? Is the Steam ever going to run out for AA? Are indies going to fully take over? What's happening with AAA?
That's perfect, because literally what I was going to ask.
Fantastic. Okay, we're the same person.
Expedition 33 made by 30 people and beautiful games and fantastic game system and 30 hours of main gameplay plus additional 30 hours of side quests. Unbelievable. I don't know the budget dollars. It must be tiny compared to big, companies AAA RPGs. So it's a win. Hopefully the game gets really good reviews. But this is beautiful game. So I think this game will inspire many companies. And the other games like what's the name, Kingdom
Come?
Yeah, that's a relatively small, budget, I understand. And I understand Black Myth Wukong was budget was under 100 million or something like that.
Is it just a problem with games made in America in terms of budget sizes?
Because well, well, you make so much money, so that's a problem. Human cost in the United States is really challenging. But it's very exciting to see games coming from new regions, kinda. Of course, China and Korea has a long history of developing games, but it's kind of recently they are shifting their resources into making more PC and console games, and they are showing the great result. And PlayStation has the initiative called India Hero Project and the MENA, Middle East, North Africa Hero Project. So they are looking even more west, from east, to cultivate the development community from these new regions, so that the games, like Expedition 33 looks distinctly French, right? And the Black Myth Wukong really China, and my favorite game last year was the Nine Souls from Red Candle Games from Taiwan. And they take their own culture very proudly into the game. So that's a way to really make your game look and distinct. So I'm so looking forward to games coming from India or Middle East or Africa. What they will come up with, representing their deep, culture. Did I answer your question?
You did perfect.
Thank you.
We'll see you again when when the Switch comes out and chat a bit more. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, we're back. Well, I'm back. It was a long day. After I filmed the previous video, I met up with Lucy, and we went to a little cafe that is attached to the hotel here, and plotted our plan of attack for the day. And it was pretty light, but got a bit complicated because of some tech issues. But we figured it out. It's all good. It was a good day overall. Went to a place nearby. It's like a mall here. Last time I was here, most of the area around Shibuya was under construction, but it meant that the routes around were pretty simple because a lot of it was blocked off by kind of scaffolding and that kind of stuff. So this time around, it's been a few years since I was here. The whole station has been rebuilt, and there's like a mall integrated into it. It's really nice, but it means that I have no idea where I'm going. I completely lost my bearings in a place that looked kind of familiar. But inside that mall area was a little space where Kepler, the publisher of Expedition 33, kind of had set up a presentation spot and a few setups of the game on PC. So we went over and sat down and listened to a presentation about the game. it was Guillaume and François from the developers, Soundful Interactive, who came over and were talking about the game. And it's really interesting, not interesting, but like it's really kind of exciting to see people who are so into the thing that they've made. And I know most people are that way, but it's also like a lot of the time when you do interviews, when I've done interviews, there's a kind of like muted demeanor around the thing that they're making. It's like they're trying not to hype it up or like, you know, set the expectations too high. Most people, like, they have an element of them being like excited about the thing they're working on, but some of it is like lost. And I feel like most indie developers, smaller developers, AA developers, they have a more genuine presentation of their, you know, the thing that they're making and their excitement around it. And you can definitely feel that when they talk about it. They were up on stage just kind of talking about the core pillars of the game and the fact that they love Japanese games. And Guillaume was talking about how Final Fantasy 8 and 9 and 10 are his favorite Final Fantasies, which also mine, 7, 8, 9, 10, formative Final Fantasy games for me, as well as like Chrono Trigger and Kingdom Hearts and that kind of stuff. But it was really cool listening to them talk about the game and why it's important to them. And they were really excited about the fact that they've got a fully dubbed Japanese version and French version as well. And it was cool. And then we played the game for about 3 hours. It was this build that, or it was a part of the game that we previously saw at Gamescom. We did an interview with them back then. But this is the first time we played it, and we played the entire build. And it was really interesting. I think we'll probably save a lot of the impression side of it we're doing some GameSpot stuff as well. So we're going to have like a straight preview for that. And we're also going to be talking to them, spoilers for what's coming up. We're going to be spending a bit of time with them in Japan and talking to them about the game. But basic stuff, like just general impressions, it's really cool. I've played that demo. I played that demo like a few times. I played areas of that demo a few times because you can fast travel and fight bosses, and when you go to like checkpoints, the enemies respawn. And I kept learning, or things started clicking more and more as I played it. And it got to the point where I played it as if I was playing Sekiro. And Souls are a big inspiration. I know I'm one of those From Software freaks that somehow is able to make every game a Souls-like through discussion. And it's kind of like Dark Souls, really. But Guillaume and François have specifically cited Sekiro as a core inspiration for them, because of the type of gameplay where they call it reactive turn-based action, which is kind of, I liken it to like the Mario RPGs, like Mario and Luigi, and like and Mario RPG obviously, where there's an additional input or inputs after you've hit the attack on the menu that is classic for JRPGs. But with this game, it's way more active. It's not just like Mario jumps on the head. If you time a button press, it'll be extra damage. It's like nothing happens without extra input from you for the most part. And there is an entire counter system or a parry system that's built into the turn-based action game, which is wild. Like pretty much every attack you can parry with the right timing. They are unblockable attacks as well, which are jump attacks, basically. It's like a symbol appears, kind of like Sekiro, like the red symbol, and you got to jump it, and you hit the right trigger, and they do like the expedition, which is the name for the party. There's like a team-up attack. But everything from like doing spells, like you have to do like QTEs during that in a way that it's not just like perfunctory QTEs, it felt satisfying and almost rhythm-like. And there's also a dodge button, where a singular character, when they're being attacked, if you time it right, they'll like almost like jump back in the formation, the party lineup. But there's like a normal dodge, and if you do it perfectly timed, you get like a perfect dodge. And then there's like trinkets and abilities and things that you can equip. One of them is like a kind of modifier or a passive ability that I had, where it's like if I do a perfect dodge, I get 1 AP back, so I can do extra moves and that kind of stuff. And it's one of those like games where you hit buttons. If you like hitting buttons, this is the game for you. But yeah, I played it, and when I repeated playing it, I was almost playing it like I was repeated playing Sekiro, where I was like, I have a good feel for it. The game is no longer about like time to button press. It is the time button presses, but I'm thinking about it as a puzzle more than an action game, where it's like, then that's how I play Sekiro a lot of the time as well now. Once I've like committed most of the timings to muscle memory, I'm just kind of like barreling through. And they talked about having it's possible to do a no-hit run of the entire game if you know the timing, which is wild. And I think speedrunners are going to have a lot of fun with it. But obviously it's an early build. It looks really nice as well. It looks like an Unreal Engine game, so it's like shiny and occasionally blurry, and there's some like weird artifacting around the hair sometimes, but it's not a major deal. But yeah, it's exciting. It's quickly gone up in my list of most anticipated games for the year. If the rest of the game keeps up the quality of what we played in that 3 hours, I think it might be one of my favorite games of the year, potentially a game of the year contender. The story still hasn't got its hooks in me, but mechanically, from a gameplay perspective, I'm really digging it. There's other stuff that I haven't even talked about, which I'll save for my preview or maybe the discussion tomorrow, where it's like they designed the bosses with inspiration from Souls games, where you know the bosses by name. They're memorable because they do something memorable, or like there's a system to them that's unique. And every boss that I have fought, mini boss and proper bosses, had a unique system. There's one of them which, the one that sticks out, is like this weird like giant like snake monster style thing that over the course of the battle will eat your party members and like hold them captive. But it means that as the battle goes along, it becomes a little trickier because it's removing, abilities and kind of like strategies by taking people out of the actual battle, which means it becomes more contingent on you being good at parrying and dodging and making the right decisions as well, what spells to use. Like for most of that battle, I was using a system where my main character was one of the main characters, Gustav, was marking the enemy, and the next attack that comes hits that enemy does 50% more damage. So that was my main strategy in getting like health off that character. And then Gustav got eaten, and I was like, oh shit, what do I do now? Now I've got to figure out a new strategy of way doing it, which was really cool. But each of the bosses have something unique to them, and it could be something as simple as like a different pattern of movement or attacking to like a whole different weird mechanic. We've only seen like the early parts of the game, so if there's more of that and if it remains consistent, it's going to be really special. But I'm excited to chat to them tomorrow about it more. We're going to be walking around Tokyo for a bit. We also saw, as you've probably seen by now, Shuhei Yoshida was there, which was a nice surprise. So we sat down with him and did a quick chat about various things, including like him playing the game years ago. And then we got into like talking about the whole Demon Souls thing, where he was like, this game not looking so great, and it turned out to be one of the most iconic games of that generation, and the first popular entry in the Souls series. But yeah, it's been a good day. It's currently about 6:30 p.m. Gonna get off my feet for a little bit, just lay down for a few minutes. Then gonna be going to dinner later on. Keep it easy breezy, come back, get some sleep, start all over again tomorrow. It's gonna be a fun day, I think. So catch you on the flip side.
Good morning, gamers. I'm being quiet because I'm in my hotel. We are here in Tokyo to do, so we played Expedition 33 yesterday, we demoed it, and today we are taking the developers, Guillaume and François, around to places like Akihabara. We're going to the Square Cafe, Square Enix Cafe, nerd shops, maybe places like Tower Records, to kind of find out what the inspirations for the game are, and talk about the games that they loved playing and grew up with and how they inspired their work. And we played a bunch of Expedition yesterday, and it is so clear that it is inspired by Final Fantasy VIII for sure. But when we spoke to them at Gamescom last year, they actually said the kind of parry mechanic was inspired by Sekiro. And we had dinner with them last night, and Guillaume actually said that he used to speedrun Sekiro, so I feel like he and Tam have a lot to talk about. And yeah, it's going to be a very fun day. Maybe this is the beginning of my beauty blogger era. Probably not, but what if I have to do the thing where it's like, and I'm going to use this brush, which was actually a Tetris collection brush. They had like a Tetris makeup line. And of course, that is the stuff that I use. But anyway, getting excited, going to meet Tam for breakfast, and then we're going to figure all this out. Stay tuned, gamers. I'm sorry about that.
Breakfast for today. Day 4. Currently in the cafe. I hope this is angled correctly because I'm not using the selfie camera, I'm using the back camera because I hate the selfie camera. But currently waiting in the cafe connected to the hotel. Lucy is going to be here in a second. Planning out the day, checking equipment, because yesterday we had a minor upset with equipment. Unexpected boondoggle, but it turned out fine. So we're going to try and check everything again today. Hope for the best. But we'll be spending some time with the developers of Expedition 33. Look forward to it. Alright, we're in. The cursed gimbal is back.
Oh no.
Let's go.
Comic-Con.
You know what I realized though? I've had this thing for what, 2-3 years?
Yeah.
I didn't realize it could do this.
Oh my god. Well, cut our heads off. It's got a selfie stick.
It's got a little selfie stick attached to it, which is useful in some regards, not as useful in others.
So at least I explained. I don't know what you've been filming. I explained in my Get Ready With Me, in my pivot to being Lucy James,
Makeup
guru,
content creator.
I'll think of a fun rhyming name. So we're about to meet Guillaume and François from Sandful. We are in Tokyo, we're in Shibuya right now. I think we're going to Akihabara. We are going to basically, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, we're going to shadow them. We're going to ordinarily when we do preview events, we sit in a enclosed room and
Which
talk
we did
to
yesterday.
Yeah, we did do that with Shuhei,
Yeah.
but not with them. This is an intro. We thought this could be an opportunity to talk to them about their game, but in an environment that is more natural to them, right?
Yes.
Or that is more conducive to them being effusive about the game that they're making, because all the games that inspire them are made in Japan. So I figured
And when we were watching them do the presentation yesterday, they kind of could not stop talking about how much it was inspired by Japan.
Yeah.
It was the whole thing. Obviously they're speaking in Japanese media and us, but it was really cool to be them just name dropping Final Fantasies, things like Sekiro, and so let's go.
Yeah, we'll go. We'll see them in a bit.
But first let's get coffee.
Let's get coffee,
Yeah, we're here. I'm trying to get to Tower Records in Shibuya over here. But the level design here is totally mayhem.
Level design?
Yeah, level design. There's been building works everywhere. It feels like they rebooted the stuff almost 8 times, in the past years.
Yeah.
So it's been real difficult to cross Shibuya.
Yeah. So I came here a little while ago, a few years ago, and I remember walking around here, and by the time I left, I had a very good layout of the entire area.
Yeah.
So when I was coming here, I was like, I'll be fine, I know that area. And then I got here, and I was like, I don't know where anything is anymore. It's chaos.
Changed completely. It's total chaos.
All right, let's see how we get on.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. Lucy, where are we going?
We are going to Tower Records.
Why?
Tam and I tried to find it yesterday.
Yeah.
We could.
The big yellow thing that says Tower Records. We couldn't find that.
No, so
Yeah.
obviously it is a huge record store in the heart of Shibuya, but it has a lot of video game things too. So
Yeah.
we're taking the guys to find out. I think we're going to see if we can get some
Video game vinyls.
Some video game vinyls, which
Yeah.
also could be dangerous for my wallet.
Yeah.
And see some games too.
Yep.
Oh, I've never been to Tower Records. Have you?
We made it.
Yeah.
We're here at Tower Records.
No music, no life.
Yeah, no music, no life. Do you have something that you're specifically looking for, or is this like a...
So someone at work absolutely wants the latest vinyl from the Final Fantasy series. So I'm gonna try to find that one.
Okay.
Plus, like, looking to what they got.
Are you after anything?
Temple of music for video games here, so kind of excited to see what we can find.
Yeah. All right, let's do it.
Yeah, we found what we wanted. Totally. You were that one.
It just reminds me of Persona, which I know is a very, very basic thing for Persona. You guys play much Persona?
Yeah, he's a big fan of Persona.
Are you a big Persona guy?
Yeah, looking
So
for
like,
Miguro's
yes.
video,
The reason I mention it is because yesterday I actually wrote down it feels like Persona when I was playing the game.
Yeah.
Because these moments where, you know in Persona 5 where you do the baton pass over and over again, and then you do it in like, and wipe out like a wave of enemies in one move. You're kind of like develop your gameplay systems have that same kind of thing where if you're like picking the right moves, you can like keep the momentum going. So I figured like you must have played Persona and are into it.
I actually was a little late on playing Persona, so when we started the company in 2020, he told me like you got to play Persona 5. And the way like the battle flows, you know, in Persona 5 really inspired us in like making something super dynamic with the camera moving each time you press a button, and like it's actually like so the game is so feel good, you know. Plus like we're kind of in Persona 5 right now, like even I think in Shibuya Station, I think the level design is even like the same than it is like, is it? Because those building works, so I wasn't sure, you know.
Yeah, in Persona 5 where you like meet people at certain locations, and one of them is in like a station.
The corridor where you overlook.
Yeah. It's like you're overlooking the Shibuya Scramble. But
we're basically in a video game.
Yeah. That sense of like dramatic momentum is really cool. I love that from what I played. Bye guys.
Oh, bye.
Where are we going?
I think it's 7 or 5.
Four.
Or
4?
4?
Okay, 4.
I'm going to see all of them.
Yeah.
Game music.
Yeah, it's 4.
Nice.
了解です。
Yokai.
開くドアから手を離してください。
We made it.
So we are looking for Shoji Miguro.
Okay, Shoji Meguro. There we go. We did it. That was easy.
But like I want the vinyl. But what's really special about Japan is that they got like CD is still such a big stuff here, and so there are like they still sell like so many CDs.
Yeah.
I can see Square Enix.
Oh yeah, there's more Square Enix stuff.
There's a whole section.
Oh, there's a Final Fantasy section, yeah. What's your favorite Final Fantasy?
I say it's a 10.
10, nice.
Yeah.
How did that game make it into Expedition? Because I know how I feel it made it in, but I'm interested to see what you specifically call out.
Like,
yeah.
It was like I think Final Fantasy X was kind of like the last legacy, like full turn-based system, you know, in Final Fantasy. And in that way, it was like one of the core inspiration, you know. Still, Final Fantasy X was missing a world map.
It was. It's one of my favorite games of all time, Final Fantasy X, but the absence of world map is hard to forgive.
Yeah.
Something he had to fix.
Yeah.
I was asking how your love of Final Fantasy has manifested in Expedition, because I know how I identified it, but what is this part of it that you call out as this is what we took from it?
I think it's a vibe before everything. Like it's just the feeling of grand adventure. Of you start with a like small collection of heroes, and you go like on this grand quest, and it keeps getting like bigger and bigger. And like you have a lot of different emotions throughout the game. Like you love, you cry, you get angry. Like it's so like a full experience. Like when you finish it, you feel very empty for months and months.
Yep.
And that's really something that we want to convey also with Expedition.
Also the battle system where it lays out who's going to be attacking next, and you can like plan based on that.
The good old turn-based Final Fantasy style. That's obviously the main inspiration is Final Fantasy for this, 10 especially. But yeah, I miss turn-based so much, and like this kind of grand adventure in turn-based.
Is 10 your favorite one?
It's my favorite kind of game, and it doesn't really exist anymore, or barely.
Yeah.
So I mean, in this like realization type, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, something that we really wanted to bring back.
I heard you're fans of Final Fantasy 8.
Yes, Final Fantasy 8 is the best one. I will die on that hill.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's the best one, but it's one that I really love. And
I think it depends on your first Final Fantasy, right?
I think that's a good. My first one was 9.
Yeah.
Like that, I personally owned and played like start to finish. So that's one that I really love. But
I think mine was 12,
yeah,
which is
a good one.
it's
a very good one.
Hot take.
Yeah, it's good.
I'd say. But also, I think for me it was that gateway because it was very like Star Wars
Yeah.
in how the story plays out and a lot of the touch points. So for me, it was like, this is my gateway.
Yeah.
To get
One thing I was gonna say actually, you used the phrase yesterday to describe the type of combat you have. What was it?
Reactive turn-based.
Reactive turn-based. And when you said that, I immediately thought of the gunblade in Final Fantasy 8 because did you play 8?
No, but I know.
Yeah. So that same kind of like, for people who don't know, is like when you, as Squall, attack a character, you have a limited window to hit a button and get like a gunshot off as well.
Yeah.
And that's basically what the entire battle system is kind of like.
And it's funny because when I was making the battle system, I didn't even think about this one.
Oh, right.
the inspiration was more Lost Odyssey. That's how this kind of like circles going down, and you can improve the effect.
Lost Odyssey is the other game that it most makes me feel like Expedition is. It's like I constantly think of, the first thing I thought is like you don't make games like this. You don't get games like Lost Odyssey. But it's also hard to say what that game is because it's more of a vibe and like an ambition more than a execution, that kind of thing. And what I loved about Lost Odyssey is when you start it, you're in the middle of that battle, that war with Kaim.
And seamlessly transitions
to
the battle.
And there's that same kind of dramatic entry point for Expedition as well, which is really cool.
Actually, when we revealed Expedition 33, lots of players and comments like compared it to Lost Odyssey, like, whoa, this is like what I was waiting for since Last Odyssey, you know.
It's really interesting because I don't compare it to like the JRPG era from like the PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 1. I compare it to like the Sakaguchi era on the Xbox 360, which is like a different kind of JRPG era, but still one that's like really cool.
I mean, it was kind of like the evolution like PS2 era, but then it kind of stopped. Like, I mean, in terms of like high fidelity turn-based, it kind of stopped at Lost Odyssey. There was like the last remnant after, but it was a bit different.
Yeah, it was a bit different. I feel like Blue Dragon and Lost Odyssey are the ones that people remember most for being.
And Lost Odyssey was an absolute masterpiece, and it's one of my favorite games ever.
And I can see how like the narrative parts of it also manifest in this, where you're like hearing things that happened before you.
But once again, I think it's like a vibe that we get from these games, and it's something that really resonated with people when we announced the game. It's immediately connected with the vibe, you know, of the game, of the story, of. So it's not just the battle system, you know. For me, it's kind of a mix of things that is a bit hard to explain for people who don't know.
Some shopping.
Did you find the Persona ones?
I didn't look for anything.
Yeah, it's just the gimbals. Okay. Sometime before. There it is.
One of the best soundtrack in gaming ever, Keiichi Okabe, Nier. And actually, it's when we discuss with the composer, a lot of time we reference Nier as like one of the best soundtrack ever made. And it actually inspired us to get a singer for the game, to have like a real voice of the game, who is Alice Duport-Percier, our singer. And because in this game they have their own singer, Emma Evans, and she's just mind-blowing. and every time you hear a music of Nier, you instantly know it's Nier because she's there.
We had that. We walked into the Square cafe thing, the shop, and immediately we're like, oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's Nier.
that's that music. There it is, Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger.
That's
Like,
that.
yeah, that's a personal favorite.
Yeah.
Like both for the game and the soundtrack.
I also love Chrono Trigger, and I think Frog is one of the coolest characters ever created.
Yeah.
Like a knight. That's also a frog. Have you got any anthropomorphic characters in Expedition? Can we expect any animals in the party?
Animals, I wouldn't say that, but I mean, we reviewed Monaco, and it's kind of like
Let's say non-human characters, you know.
toy
Yeah.
/ monkey / weird stuff, but not really animal.
I'll take that.
Octopath Traveler, one of the best recent turn-based games, of course.
I feel like you're just going from point to point as if we planned it.
I mean-
Octopath Traveler, the style of Octopath Traveler,
Yeah.
the 2.5D,
Yeah.
is what your world map reminds me of.
We are
Like, yeah, it's 3D, but like that kind of like almost like Bloom kind of style to it, where it's like really,
chief kind of aspect.
yeah.
They have the same like kind of blur
yeah,
on their image.
yeah. I love that the world map is back.
Yeah.
It's such an important part of JRPGs.
How early in the development process was it that you decided to have that world map?
Before I started,
Yeah.
like I'm going to make a turn-based, I'm going to make a world map because nobody does it anymore in like RPGs. So it was like a non-negotiable. And I know that we had some debate because when we built the game, we built a lot of levels, but the world map came last because obviously like you need to have all the different levels and know where they're put, so like you don't waste too much time. And there were some discussions of like, do we really do it because it's going to take so much time? And it took so much time because it's huge. It's like a completely different beast compared to our normal levels. But yeah, it was from the very start.
it worked.
It's just so important to give the sense of like traveling and journey and yeah.
Yeah, we felt it was like kind of risky in the beginning, like at least some of us, you know, like, but like while iterating and playing it, like it really,
It was obvious.
yeah, it was obvious.
needed
Like
to do
plus it gives like so much a sense of travel, you know.
Going to the monolith.
Yeah, towards the monolith, and like you, on the way when you're on the world map, you can like trigger the camp, you know, the campfire to save and like talk to your characters, and this was actually like a great idea also to get the sense of an expedition, you know.
It reminds me of when I played Final Fantasy IX and you press square and the Moogle comes running over the mountain to come and save for you. It's like that kind of vibe to it. It's really cool.
I think the thing I really liked about the camp is Gustav can write in his journal,
Yeah.
and have that kind of reflective moment. Where did that come from?
Actually, it came from a lot of iterations, like because when you leave Lumiere in the game, it's a long time before you come back. So we still wanted to have like this link between the expedition and Lumiere. So it's kind of a way for the players and Gustav like to keep a link to where they departed, and just like keep in mind that's the original point of departure. Can I stop on every CD? Because then Yoko Shimomura.
Kingdom Hearts.
Yes. One of the best concerts of my entire life. I saw her in Paris. Really? Really?
So, yeah,
It
we
was,
were in London.
It was Yoko Shimomura
Distant
and
Dreams.
Uematsu, but they did Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, they did a bunch of
Final
stuff,
Fantasy
yeah.
and Kingdom Hearts, and it was
Yeah.
She did Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy 15,
yeah.
which I think is one of the best soundtracks ever made also.
Yeah.
Hot take, which is your favorite Kingdom Hearts?
2, it's not a hot take.
Yeah, two is the
Yeah,
one.
that's the correct
yeah,
answer.
this 2 is the one. I really enjoyed 3.
I couldn't finish it.
Yeah, it was. I think it was that kind of. What I enjoyed about it was like bringing the journey to a close more than anything, and it was like one of those moments where I started playing Kingdom Hearts when I was a kid, and now as an adult, it was one of the games that made me want to get into video games, as like writing about them and critiquing them, and then now as an adult, I was writing a review for one of the games that informed that, so it's kind of like an emotional moment for me. So the game isn't like spectacular, but it holds like a special place in my heart. And also, dearly beloved, you hear that, and it's like Pavlov's, response.
Do you
when
remember? I cried.
Yeah, we were at a preview event where
In
we had.
Santa Monica, and I cried.
She was like wiping a tear next to me. I was like, oh. And then we had sea salt ice cream.
We did.
It was nice.
It's a great series. Can't wait to see what they do with 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excited for that. Never played it, but played the remake very recently. And I think it's a masterpiece. It's really super fun. Like one of the most fun I've had in a turn-based game for a while.
Do you want to check out? I think vinyl is over there.
Yeah.
I think I saw some
I
square
can stop
vinyl.
on every one of these.
Yeah.
So we can...
I mean, that's good.
Yeah.
That's perfect for us. Let's go check out the vinyl.
Yeah, we also have.
That's where our passes split
yeah,
apart,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Like,
Because he's a big Nintendo fan,
I'm the biggest Nintendo and Zelda fan ever, you know.
and I never had a Nintendo except for Game Boy. So that's where we
That's where we have like no common reference, you know. But I know this is like Koji Kondo. I know it's a big reference for our composer as well, you know, as well as like several other composers.
What is for you your, the Nintendo series that really resonated with you as a Zelda?
It's Zelda, yeah, definitely. Like many of them, but in particular like A Link to the Past, Wind Waker, Majora's Mask. Majora's Mask is awesome because like it's so dark, you know, in the vibe, so poetic, so abstract, you know.
Again, another one of those like business meets game development, like one of the coolest ways to like flip assets and make a game quickly again.
Yeah.
Like so smart and like good use of time and resources. Fascinating.
Yeah, 2 years only.
This is the only thing where like I'm the biggest Nintendo fan. Come on, François is not because he didn't really play Pokemon.
I played a
I
bit,
was
but like
addicted,
very
yeah.
late.
Yeah.
Which one was you? Are you a red or a blue? Which one
I was a blue because my big brother got the red one, so I was forbidden from having the red one.
I was yellow.
Stories of little brothers.
My mum, I grew up as an only child. I didn't grow up with my sister, so my mum got me red and yellow, but I couldn't trade with myself.
Oh yeah.
So I just had to play the game twice.
Yeah, I was a yellow person because I wanted to emulate the TV show.
Yeah. But yellow was tough.
Yellow was hard,
The first arena was a nightmare. With Pikachu.
Yeah.
Taking Pikachu against the Onyx was miserable.
That's the worst matchup you can get.
Oh, hang on, we're here at
We're at Persona Town.
Did we just watch
Shoji
Persona
Megaro's
Town?
Town.
Yeah.
Excuse me, the first one I played was 4,
Yeah.
so it's my favorite.
Same.
Soundtrack-wise, 3 is my favorite because it's more hip-hop.
agree.
Awesome.
Yeah.
3,
It sounds like so good, and even today, like it hasn't aged a bit.
I agree.
And I actually like I didn't even play Persona 3 yet, but like I keep listening to the music all the time.
Mass Destruction is probably one of the best like battle songs.
Mass Execution and Burn My Dread.
Yeah, Burn My Dread. So good.
And Persona is a masterpiece, and Persona 1 and 2 are also very, very good. Very slept on.
Yeah.
Nobody played them.
Yeah.
They are a lot more like weird.
They definitely are darker.
You played them both?
Yeah.
Like one
On
and
the
two?
emulator, yeah.
Yeah.
And,
You played everything.
It's very, very weird.
Like name every like 1 hour long JRPG he played it. I don't know when.
How about like obviously you guys very inspired by Japanese culture and media. Anything from like manga or like anime, movies?
Yeah, obviously like Ghibli, just here.
Oh yeah.
Like, obviously we are super big fans. Watched them all like probably 25 times. And I think Joe Hisaishi also for our composer was a big inspiration. And even in terms of art style and the world, we really wanted to find this sense of wonder, that you could have when you watch Spirited Away or the whole Moving Castle.
Yeah, the whole like painterest element of it has that like otherworldly, interesting like mystique around it that is very Ghibli-esque.
And it's funny because our art director is not like huge on Japanese culture. So every time we discuss, it's like he brings his own like more Western influence, and I try to bring him more like Eastern influences, and it creates like this kind of weird mix that we have today.
Japanese French style,
I was gonna say like costume. I saw a lot of Dishonored in there as well, so I was immediately like, all right, man, you've got me.
Our art director is a big Dishonored fan, so probably.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's that kind of like, it's also very Persona where everyone's got these like stylish, cool, like cosplayable outfits, which, very distinct.
Also, Dishonored takes place in France around the same period. So it was also like Art Deco movement, which explains also like the same kind of shape and fashion.
So I think on the Dishonored team, one of the character designers was a fashion student for a long time, and so they said that when they were developing like Emily's cowl and everything, they were just like, we're just gonna make this high fashion.
It shows.
Very French. Those are the two best heroines ever.
Oh yeah, I can get on board with that.
Hot take.
Not Samus? You just said you were a Nintendo fan.
This is the best heroine ever.
Oh
Even if she doesn't look like it, she's
I have a cat called Kiki, which I named after Kiki's delivery service. Yeah.
Well, actually, fun story. We have the French voice actress of Kiki. Is the voice of Mel in our game.
Yeah.
And she voiced Nausicaa and Kiki.
That's amazing.
Yeah, she did the revoice of Nausicaa like a few years back, and she has several roles in Ghibli movies. She's really associated with it, as well as Last of Us and Zelda. Like, please, she's the French voice of the two latest Zeldas, and that's awesome.
Yeah. It says a lot that we can't really walk more than a few steps without something being like, this is important.
We're going to find anime because obviously anime is also.
Yeah. What have you found? Is this the one you wanted?
Yeah, the one that my associate producer wants.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna check. Like the guy is a producer, so he made like a whole Notion database, you know.
Oh yeah.
About the merchandising he wanted from the Square Enix store, you know.
That is.
He told me like there was some kind of gallery view, you know, for me to check. Okay, so that's the one.
There we go. Yeah.
That's some producer work, right?
That is a producer move where it's like, buy me this stuff, here's a Notion board. Enjoy. I respect that. We're big users of Notion as well. Fantastic, job done.
And then it's also pops with Gaga LCD sound system.
Over there they got the whole Ghibli soundtracks. It's insane. They got like 3 to 5 releases by film, you know.
Oh, wow.
They have like the version done before the film, after the film.
There she is. Utada Hikaru. Kingdom Hearts.
Oh.
Yeah. You walk past the Kingdom Hearts queen of music.
I love it. Masterpiece.
Oh, it's true.
Yeah. Masterpiece.
They're so right. They're so real for that.
That's fact. Oh. A Jeff special. This is the one I have.
The Ein edition?
Yeah, that's the one I have.
Hey, right next to Metal Gear? I mean, admittedly, that is
Some shocking
a
quality.
printout from the
That is, I mean, it's a sample. But what is this? Is this just
the Cyberpunk Edge Runners?
I might genuinely buy that Metal Gear vinyl.
Health mentioned.
Like Japanese is really good in ambient music, also like some old school pop music, you know.
Yeah.
So this, for example, she's playing a concert in Paris actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but it's on the game's release date. So I
You got something else to do. Who's
I play Pokemon.
Who's your favorite Pokemon?
I'm a huge player.
Dragon Knight because I'm very boring.
That's
Have you
fair.
seen what is the town? The Dragonite town?
I don't remember its name, but I really want to go.
Yeah.
You wanna go?
I'm a gang. I'm a,
What's his name in English?
which one?
The ghost one.
Gengar.
Gengar.
Gengar. Yeah.
That's my one.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
my favorite.
Good choice, good choice.
I love Gengar.
We've got Koei Tecmo Store.
Let's go.
Yeah, you have a lot of Capcom
I
store.
was gonna say we could go to
Yeah, we should go to the Capcom store.
Look, Okami's coming back. This is my
That's-
time.
that is where I thrive.
This is my time.
They have the Devil May Cry store, which is interesting.
Capcom is probably the company that I grew up in loving the most.
Yeah.
Because of Street Fighter and Devil May Cry and that kind of
we've got
stuff.
Devil May Cry and Beautiful Joe.
Yeah, Beautiful Joe, Henshin a Go-Go Baby,
Yeah.
God Hand.
Yeah.
God Hand was the one for me. Let's talk about Capcom and how good it is. As we enter the Nintendo store.
In the corners where they do the gacha with the controller.
Oh, good.
If you want to grab one.
It's no Metroid. Not a single Metroid thing in this whole goddamn store. So, Splatoon. Who gives a shit about Splatoon? I mean, millions of people, but why does Metroid get no respect? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. What are you smiling at? The cards go in the box.
Yeah, it's like the original business of Nintendo, you know?
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
making,
The classic
like, cards.
Hanafuda.
And the design is beautiful.
That's really cute.
Okay, very cute. I'll have to learn how to play it.
Luffy! It's me in the shower. Capcom store. What's your Capcom history like?
They made my PS2 days.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful joke. It wasn't GameCube, but a beautiful joke.
Yeah,
Devil May
yeah.
Cry 1 is one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
Devil May Cry 2, not so much. Devil May Cry 3 masterpiece.
Yep.
And 4 and 5. Where is 6?
Where is 6 is a good question.
And Devil May Cry got us.
Oh yeah.
Devil May Cry got us Victor Barba.
Yeah,
Our singer.
The singer of
Oh really?
Devil May Cry
Yeah.
What's the story there?
So, like,
The story is very simple. I'm
Yeah.
a super big fan of Devil May Cry 5 and the song of Virgil.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And we were looking for a battle singer for one of the songs of the game. And we just contacted him and he said yes instantly. Victor Borba, singer of Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah.
we recorded like 2 tracks with him, and already one is released. You know, was released
Yeah,
with the reveal of the game, so it's on Spotify already. The guy is great.
You weren't kidding, were you? They're just fans of things, just getting it all together.
Yeah, it just happened.
Yeah.
For your health, I take this every day. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gets you through
Umbrella,
game
How you
development.
game dev,
Very,
yeah.
very healthy brand. You know. Like,
Any side effects?
not so far.
Give it time.
Oh, that is. Hang on.
It is pretty cool though.
Wait, I'm gonna combine.
Red herbs, there you go.
Oh.
3 of them together. Did it.
Oh, they have the first aid spray.
It's a lot smaller than I imagined. I imagine the first aid spray being a lot bigger in the game.
So those are really cool, but I didn't know what was going on. What is it?
Bath
I
salts.
would be pissed
As
off
a
bath
as
salt.
That's stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
I changed my mind.
I could have purchased those. No, sorry.
There's aces and stuff in that, so.
Genius.
Oh.
Okay, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
These are coming at you.
It wasn't bad at all.
But how much is that figure cost?
Manufacturing.
He's gonna come back and be like, we have to cut a feature for the game from the game because I spent too much money on it.
Come on.
Go for a corner.
Okay.
What's the strategy here?
So in.
What's the strategy? Okay, let's ask Kepler for royalties advance now. I'll need it. I'm going like just pull in.
Done.
It's a failure. But,
Rigged.
the figurine is beautiful, but I think I might buy it directly at the store.
Yeah.
Maybe a safer option.
Oh, so fun.
I hate that guy.
I'm gonna add that file of weird opinions he sees again. Can you tell where we are? Potato, potato, potato.
Delicious. I'm ready.
Yeah, it's on the third floor.
Okay.
We'll wait for the next one.
He is great, actually. I love it. Why is he so suspicious? Please.
I literally did nothing. How are you feeling?
This was huge.
This how much?
This was huge.
Oh, huge, yeah. What's your
Price-wise.
what's your experience with the Dreamcast?
I played Shenmue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Shenmue's great. Jet Set Radio. that kind
Yeah,
of
just
stuff.
radio.
Yeah.
Power Stone? Any Power Stone?
No.
Power Stone's so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's find it then.
Yeah. What were your, other than Nintendo, what were the other generations above that? Which ones were your console?
Sorry, which one?
After Nintendo?
Yeah.
What was the next console you got after the Super Nintendo?
Oh, I got the GameCube.
Alright, you're
Really special. Like, I think it's my favorite console ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's your favorite games on that?
GameCube. Well,
Other than Wind Waker.
Zelda's
Yeah, Wind
obviously,
Waker, yeah.
Wind Waker, Twilight Princess. The Mario was great.
Sunshine?
Yeah, Mario Sunshine.
It's a contentious one, that one.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah,
still.
you loved it? Yeah.
I mean, all the multiplayer games, obviously, like Super Smash Bros.
Yeah,
Mini,
Smash Brothers.
This was my first console.
The
Mega Drive.
Mega Drive, yeah. See, I had this. This was my first console as well. Yeah, but
Playing
it
Ghosts and
looked
Goblins?
very Ghosts and Goblins. Very different version of it though.
Yeah,
it didn't
yeah,
look like this. We had the smaller
Too
one.
modern.
Yeah. I played a lot of Mega Drive. Sonic. Last Sonic. Streets of Rage was the one that I was obsessed with because the Yuzo Koshiro soundtrack.
Yeah.
Incredible.
We were not allowed this kind of violent games.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Ghosts and Goblins was fine.
Yeah.
We should get a thumbs up.
Yeah. Where's the FromSoft stuff?
I have that.
Yeah, it's probably on another floor. There's a floor above, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a lot of
You must have played several like remaster or emulation of them, like Mystic Quest. Well, my little favorite best. It's already know that.
Do you have a copy already?
I have a copy actually, but on Nintendo DS.
Ah.
It wasn't really because it was ported on Nintendo DS.
Yeah.
It's actually worth quite a lot
Yeah,
now.
the DS one is really good.
Yeah, so I played it on DS and I loved it.
Yeah.
Like, the story is awesome.
You don't want to get a original Super Nintendo?
If I get into buying a cartridge now, I'll buy everything. So
Slippery slope.
This is a dangerous place to bring you.
I prefer to restrain.
Coming from the guy who just spent an hour on a claw machine.
Not getting anything.
Yeah.
Majin Buu?
I would have loved to play those, but I played them on emulator, obviously.
Yeah.
We are not existing in France.
Yeah. What's your game? What are you looking for?
I would go to the PS2 stuff.
Yeah. Japanese.
Yeah.
You already have a Japanese Okami,
I have
don't
a
you?
Japanese Okami, I have a Japanese P4 Golden.
Yeah. I might go see if I can find some Capcom joints as well.
Yeah. Is there anything else on this floor?
Yes, it's Castlevania.
Oh, Castlevania?
Castlevania. Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Trilogy I love the most.
Yeah,
Play them
so
DVD,
good.
Game Boy
Yeah,
Advance.
I'm currently playing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm playing
Is this
them on
they
my.
put out a remaster?
So I'm playing them on an Ambernic device.
Yeah.
So, but they did put out the Dominus collection,
Yeah.
which is really good.
Yeah, it's the best one.
Except you can't show the map on the full screen. It's
Yeah.
only in a corner, which is frustrating as hell. It's like this is a game where you.
That's very good. That's very good.
Got it here.
Mother 3.
Earthbound.
If you want,
Yeah.
we can go upstairs too.
Another one plus 2. Got Metroid.
Yeah, let's go. Fusion.
Yeah, Mother 2 might.
Might be a fave.
Mother 2 might be like one of my top RPGs.
Yeah?
All time. Yeah, it's so fun. Like,
What did you like about it?
It's so awkward, in a way. Like it's like stupid and fun in the same way, but like it really takes you by surprise,
Yeah.
Yeah, really fun.
It's that same kind of like youthful awkwardness that most people are probably experiencing while they're playing with a bunch of kids being weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, and experiencing weird things.
It's really creative. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Another Final Fantasy. Yeah, we're going up.
This is more my floor.
Yeah, this is more your speed.
Yeah.
There we go, there's Final Fantasy.
Finish.
There it is,
There it is.
There it is.
the one that started it all.
The god of video games.
The god of Final Fantasy games. Who's your favorite character?
It always varies between Squall, Irvine, and Lenore.
Wow.
Because as a boy who grew up in the 90s, I was obviously in love with.
Yeah, everyone loves Renoa. I was a Zell boy. I like Zell.
Zell is cheated.
Yeah.
He's overpowered.
His round the world dolphin punch
Yes.
thing. You just spam that and you're good.
Done that for like 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly. There's a character called Zell. When you summon him, he runs around the entire world, and then on his way back, uses the momentum to uppercut an enemy.
Show off.
It's the dumbest shit, but
normal.
not just normal behavior.
Is there a copy of Demon Soul?
That's what I want.
This one also, Masterpiece.
Yeah.
F6.
Tactics.
Tactics.
Yeah.
I think one of the only like tactical game I really like.
Yeah.
Not big into tactical, but this one.
Did you try Tactics Ogre?
Yeah, I tried it.
Yeah.
But I dropped it after like 10 hours.
Yeah.
Is that
Kingsfield, there is. There's
There
a From
is?
Software.
the original Demon Souls?
A classic.
I have to admit I never played it.
It's not particularly playable in this day and age. I think most gamers with modern sensibilities will be like, this is ass. I hate this. There we go, there's the PlayStation section.
Oh, you see that?
Okay, we got Kingdom Hearts remake.
Japanese.
Oh, hold up.
There is. Surely you have to waste money on that.
can talk about any game on this phone.
It's right.
Do. There we go.
Marvelous Capcom.
It's gonna take someone for a ride when they purchase it. Another From Software.
Which one?
Armored Core. DS. Guilty Gear.
It's the best fighting game of all time.
Guilty Gear. You're a Guilty Gear person.
Guilty Gear.
Love it.
Got me into fighting games.
Nice.
Addicted to it.
Little soul bad guy.
Absolute masterpiece. It's the best soundtrack in the world.
It does rip.
Approximately.
Another Guilty Gear. Any inspirations taken from fighting games in your expedition design?
It's just my taste of games in general, like the parrying and the dodging.
Yeah.
Just very feels good when you defend against a whole combo in fighting games. So it's
Yep. I think like that's the through line between me loving Sekiro as much as I do.
yeah.
It starts with like Street
play fighting
Fighter.
games?
I play loads. Yeah, loads. I grew up playing fighting games primarily.
Yeah.
And like competing in tournament
Which
stuff.
one's
And,
Street Fighter? Maybe?
I was mainly a Capcom fighter person.
Yeah.
So I started with Street Fighter 2, obviously. But the one that I got like super into getting good at was Street Fighter 03 Alpha 3, and then from it Capcom vs SNK 2 was
Yeah.
a big one for me. But Third Strike parry system is where I got into like obsessed about parries, and that feeling only ever came back in Sekiro from that point.
Yeah.
That was the one game after Third Strike and Street Fighter 3 Second Impact and all that kind of stuff where I was like, yes, it feels like that again. And yeah,
Hopefully you feel
Expedition,
like that in
Expedition could have the same impact. We'll see. Oh, there it is. Got a little Kojima signature and Shinkawa signature. Cursed. Absolutely cursed.
Did you play it?
No, I didn't. Good?
One of it's what made Yokotaro a little bit famous before.
Oh, yeah.
It's so messed up, but incredible.
It's like Drakengard-ish.
Yeah, it's Dragon Guard 3 basically.
Okay,
The Japanese name was Dragon Guard.
Drakengard.
It's one of my favorite series of all time.
Drakengard is such a weird series.
It's super weird.
Yeah.
Which makes it very good.
Yeah. And they really hit it with Nier.
Yeah.
Upstairs might have arcade machines.
Yeah, man. I think you're right. Maybe we'll get lucky at the other store. Sunset Riders.
You said you played?
Didn't see
Been a while, yeah.
I didn't see any GameCube games. Are there?
No PlayStation 4 either. My guy, what are you doing here?
Look what they've done to my
What have they done to my boy? He's fallen over. He's got no weapons. No procure on site.
Poor guy.
Yeah, he's had a... No,
He's tried it.
poor guy. He'll be back soon.
I'll be back.
He's a big Game Boy. There it is. Where are we now, Lucy?
We're in Trader 2, down the road from Super Potato.
Another game store.
Are we? Nice sweet boy.
Meurisse and Grace.
All right.
Banger.
遊びが盛りだくさん。すべてがシリーズ最大級。スーパーマリオパーティージャンボリーは10月17日発売。
It said PS4, but
I think PS4 is the next one.
you found Dark Souls.
There it is.
There it is. The one and the only Dark Souls.
No idea what this is.
You never played this?
No. It's a small indie game.
You're not missing much.
No.
No.
Not bad thing.
But you talked about the bosses in the Souls series, right? Being a big inspiration for you.
Yeah, I think even before that it was like more like the Devil May Cry 1 bosses.
Hmm.
And that they were very traumatic when I was young.
Yeah,
And, Dark Souls kind of brought this feeling back.
Yeah.
Like super hard bosses. And definitely something that we wanted to bring also to the...
Yeah.
Because there's an emulator also.
The thing about the Souls bosses is like they're extremely memorable, aren't they?
Yeah.
They like have their own names and that whole kind of like unique.
Cinematics, and
They're like-
sound design even.
Yeah, and that's what I think a lot of the mini bosses in the demo we played were like. That boss that's like that really tall one and like eats one of your party members slowly over the course of the game. That was really cool because it was like I wasn't ready for, so I like built up the perfect synergy strategy between the three characters. So I was like, as long as I stick to this, I'm fine. And then it ate one of my party members and I was like, oh god, now I need to come up with something completely different.
And it's kind of a cool thing in all the Souls games for me when they switch phase.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to relearn the fight in the middle of the fight. So it's kind of,
phase
just
switch.
switching.
Yeah. So a lot of that
bosses,
kind of philosophy went into creating the major moments, right, in this.
Yeah. And that's how you design a good boss.
Yeah.
In a way, like divide it into bits.
Yeah.
And kind of it changes a bit the way you have to approach.
Yeah. How do you balance that with like obviously everyone has to go through this with difficulty, especially in an RPG when you know like you've got 50 plus hours to play, having these bosses that could be insurmountable for a bunch of people.
Yeah, I mean, in a turn-based, you can always like grind out and just find good strategies. So you don't have to. It's not as punishing as Souls-like.
Yeah.
Except the very end-game bosses where you will suffer, but they are built for this.
There was
They're all optional.
Yeah, there was a moment where I was on the world map and I turned to you and I went into a cave and it was just like danger, danger.
Yeah.
I was
I
like,
did that when I
okay.
played at home and I was like,
Yeah, I saw it and I was like, I'm gonna come back to this when I actually have the game, so I
Yeah.
can sit down and not get frustrated when I've got like 3 hours to play.
But it's like, and it's even easier than in the final game. Kind of just lower the
Lowers it, yeah.
for the demo.
Yeah.
But I love like when you have like far too complicated bosses, but you can still tackle them
Yeah,
early on, and you spend
Yeah.
5 hours, but after that you feel accomplished.
Yeah, I had a boss fight where everyone was wiped out except for one of the characters, and then I was just like, you know what, I'm not going to revive him, I'm just going to see if I can pull this off using only my counters and parry, and I did it, and it was like, I turned to see if Lucy saw it, she was playing, and I was like, I just countered an entire boss start to finish. It's like incredible, but it felt really good when I was done. I was like, I can't believe I pulled that off.
I think one of the cool things with the parry system and the counter system is that you're never completely finished.
Yeah.
Like in a more like traditional turn-based, if you have one character left and no revive,
Yeah.
there is a high chance
You're done.
finished.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened. Where I was like, I felt like I was done, and I was going to give up and let it kill me, but I was like, let me turn my Sekiro brain on
Very
and
shonen,
see
like,
what happened. Yeah.
so we should try and find a copy of Sekiro.
Yeah.
Elden Ring,
But Elden Ring.
small indie game too.
There's Dark Souls 1, 2, 3.
So very good the Souls-like. Long Fallen Dynasty.
Have you played Lies of P?
Yeah, of course.
Incredible. I think that's my favorite Souls-like that isn't a From, you know.
I think it's between Lies of P and the Neo 2 for me.
I wasn't super into the Neo games. They didn't click with me.
They click, like for me, they click purely for gameplay. Like the story and everything doesn't really matter, but the gameplay.
Yeah, Lies of P is the only one that actually really clicked for me and stuck.
For me, it clicked when I got the Dual Dragon Katana.
Yeah.
And you get the special parry.
Oh, okay.
That's when it clicked. Before that, I didn't like it so much.
Yeah.
But after that, I finished it like 5 times. The remake.
That's the one.
Incredible.
Yeah. One Saga.
Oh, yeah. I didn't finish it yet. Like 25 hours ago.
It's in the running for greatest battle theme of all time.
Yeah.
With this bad boy.
With the monk. It was amazing. Too similar to Persona in terms of gameplay for me, I thought.
Yeah.
I played Persona too much and a bit burnt out, I think.
Oh, that's understandable, yeah.
The press turn mechanic where you like get extra turns with elements.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Like, Art Direction, I think one of the best ones are in here. With the music. And it reminds me of Berserk a little bit. The bad guy and the
yeah.
everything. Yeah.
It's very Griffith coded.
One of my favorite manga ever. So
Yeah. Have you been to Uniqlo yet to get the t-shirts, the Berserk?
No. She told me too late. I went just before.
They're still there. They're still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will. Get my Griffith t-shirt.
One of the all-time greats there.
It looked nice.
It looked nice, yeah. What's your experience where you're at with survival horror?
I'm not super into survival horror at all.
No?
Yeah,
that's understandable.
The only one I really played was Parasite Eve on PS1.
Yeah, it's an interesting take on survival horror.
It was. I tried to replay it again like a few years ago, and I didn't understand why I liked it at the time. It's super weird.
I have games like that where I remember playing them and feeling like this is a great game, and then I play it again. I'm like, this is atrocious. There was one game called Chase the Express, which was basically like almost like a survival horror game, entirely on one train.
Yeah.
And the stations it stopped at. And it's pretty bad, but I remember playing it back then and thinking, this is genius.
Yeah.
Maybe I should find it and try it again.
Yes.
How did this happen?
Totally won it.
Yeah, you definitely won it.
Just like there was a machine.
Yeah, totally won it. Just move that sticker.
Yeah.
I might go to the cashier like
Yeah.
Like,
just show him your winnings.
And it's actually worth way less than what we spent on the machine.
That's what I figured. All right, Lucy, it's time.
What?
You have to answer the questions I give you.
Okay.
What is this guy's name?
Is he in One Piece?
He is.
He looks like a pirate. Is he
Yeah.
called like Sefton
Hill?
Clawman?
Sefton Clawman. That's right, correct. Who is this guy?
This one?
Yeah.
Is that a Naruto?
Oh my god. You know this. Come on.
Oh, is it Dragon Ball?
Yes.
No.
You've said this to me before. You literally pointed at
G begins with a G.
Gertrude.
No.
Gherkin.
What's his name?
Goku.
Goku. He's in a different outfit.
Remember when you were like, is that a Goku?
Goku? Who's that? Different Goku?
That's yellow. That's angry Goku.
What?
That's Vegeta. This is me after Chicken Wing Friday.
Maybe I have to blur these. You sound like this.
In it. Spy Family?
A question for you both.
yeah.
Why age? Why is the painteress? Why does everyone at a certain age die? Is that a?
Do you know that?
You have to play to discover that.
But where did that come from when you were?
Yeah, what's the idea?
But like, why the age or why 33?
Well,
Both.
as a 33-year-old, why?
Because we are both 33 this year. No, actually, it's a coincidence.
Yeah. One month past release, we both turned 33, and Tom, the third co-founder, as well.
Yeah.
But it wasn't planned like that at the beginning. Like, I think when Guillaume pitched me the game for the first time in 2020,
he was talking about the release in 2021. You know, Like, at that time it was like
Much smaller.
a project about like 1 to 5 people, you know, in the works.
Where did that idea come from in the narrative, though? Are you able to say what
Do
inspired
you have a
it?
fear of aging?
No, I think it's just the most boring, like, origin story of all time. I just woke up one morning and I thought, oh, like, for months we were looking for like a good idea, like a hook, like something that really like drives you. And I don't know, it came from nowhere. Just waking up, and I remember I told François.
Yeah.
I explained to François the idea of like the number going down and people disappearing, and he was like, okay. Why? I don't know yet. I don't know yet.
I was like, okay, it's cool, it's a hook, but like, why? What is the backstory?
He didn't say it's cool. He said nothing. He was like, okay, why? Like, I don't know yet.
Yeah, because the idea was great, but I already had the producer mindset, like about, okay, my God, do we want to reboot like everything, because we had already quite a good story. Like, will you make the first story come true one day? You know, the game between Expedition 33, because there was one with prototypes and all, like.
Wow.
The story was this
In the Clair Obscur universe?
Maybe.
But it is a very modern hook style for narrative. Like a lot of shows that are most popular now are like something weird like that, like Leftovers, everyone disappears.
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing. And it's very anime as well, right? Like having these unexpected supernatural events happening and sending people to try and fix it.
Like the sacrifice kind of.
Yeah.
The Theseus and the Minotaur type.
Exactly.
Yeah, and in the end also, like when with Jennifer, they came out with a really good explanation and backstory for everything, you know. So, but you're gonna have to find to play the game to find out.
And the interesting hook is, for people who don't know, there's a lad in there that's just very old, and that's the big mystery. So he shouldn't exist. Yeah. Renoir. So that'll be interesting.
What you have to discover. But maybe deep down we are afraid of age, actually.
Yeah, maybe deep down we're all 33 and ready to kick it.
Yeah. How long have you been 33? A while.
A while, yeah. Don't ask me my age.
But also we wanted a group of heroes that were like not teenagers compared to like more traditional JRPGs.
Yeah.
So we knew we wanted people in their 30s. So everything kind of clicked once we got the hook. And
anyways, here's Elden Ring.
Well, one time we should do like the parallel universe Expedition 6, you know, like every expedition failed and like they're throwing like toddlers.
Toddlers are going over to like fix everything.
You just know someone's gonna make a fan art comic of that.
Yeah.
It's like Muppet Babies, but Expedition Babies.
But mathematically it doesn't work.
Yeah. What you got there?
For 500 yen.
It's like 4 euros.
You surely.
I could own
Surely.
a Japanese copy of The Lord of the Rings Gone.
You gonna do it?
Yes, I am.
That's committing to the bit. That is committing to the bit. You'd love to see it.
And it has a PS5 upgrade. PS5 upgrade.
You gonna play it again?
No. I couldn't even finish it the first time.
Where is that Dark Souls? I think I'm gonna get it.
1, 2, 3 are there.
I think I'm gonna buy this one. And this one. Oh. We're at chat. Trying to find a quiet corner in Haneda Airport to record. I thought I had a nice corner, but now a lady is staring directly at me. She's gone. We did it. Yeah, I'm on my way home now. The deed is done. The job is finished. So back to San Francisco we go. It's been a good trip. I always love going to Japan. It's a good opportunity to kind of work on my Japanese and pick up some cheap clothes, get some games with Japanese characters on them. But yeah, more important than that, it was a really fun experience chatting to the guys from Sandfall about Expedition 33. Hopefully you'll see the fruits of that. Yeah, we know we got an opportunity to come out and play the game and chat to the developers, and thought, why not we try something different instead of just doing a straight up interview. Let's try something a little more interesting, which is where we came up with the idea to walk around and show people stuff. It actually started off as like a tower record idea that I believe they used to do, and we were in LA, and it was me, Lucy, and Jordan Midler, and he was like, oh, I miss those videos that Tower Records did when they would like, what's in the bag yet? And like music artists would show off what they've got in their purchase bag, or like just things that inspired them. And I thought to myself, we should do that for games. That would be pretty cool. And it just so happened we were getting ready to go to the trip here, and it worked out to be ideal for it. But we did more of a kind of like follow them around Shibuya and Akihabara and let them naturally tell us about the things that they love, and then it was our job to kind of steer that back into a direction of a conversation around their game, or you know, just about how that game that they're talking about that they were inspired by might have influenced them, or just reminisce on memories, you know. So I think by the time we were done, had a good grasp of the things that they really love and how that manifested in the game that they are making, which I thought was cool. But yeah, it's over now. Had a couple days extra break, which is just relaxed, honestly. Hung out with some people, walked around some parks, did some more shopping, and now it's back to San Francisco we go. Don't know who's gonna edit this bad boy. Might have to be maybe one of us, but it will go in the queue behind the train vlog. So whenever that comes out, is that out? Is that out? I don't know. We'll find out. It'll be out before we start doing the next vlog. Anyways, it's been fun. Let us know what you think about this, and we'll hopefully do it again for the next thing. That's got nothing to do with me.